Hey everyone, it's Davey from Endlessly He Said. Today is another record video. Here is record video number 12. The last record video I made ended quite abruptly. I'm sorry about that. Had some technical issues with the camera and I think we're all resolved now. So it should be back up to speed. So today I'm looking at all my records that begin with the tail end of H through to most of the ones that start with G. And I've been working through these backwards through the alphabet. I won't take too much time introducing, I'm just going to get on with it. The first few records are all from the same band, that band is H2O. Here are the records. This is their most recent release, it's called Use Your Voice. Here is the front cover, here is the back cover of that. Put this out, nice quality printed dust, the reverse of the lyrics. My copy's on this grey splatter vinyl. At this back image, it's on like the Discord house steps, like where the Minor Threat record cover was shot. Pretty cool. Don't forget your roots, don't forget the struggle, don't forget your streets. Here's the front cover, here is the back cover. This is a pretty cool little insert. It's got Toby's son Max just lying down with all his records on the floor. Lyrics are on the back here and the credits from those songs that they covered. My version is on purple grape vinyl. This is their comeback record, it's called Nothing to Prove. This is out on Bridgeline as well. The reverse cover, lyrics on one side. Bring you up to speed with some images of the band on that side. My version is on green vinyl. Prior to that, we have H2O Go, which is their only major label release. Here's the front cover, verse of that. Major labels are so hit or miss, like all the lyrics are on the back of the LP, and all the thanks. It's a green record again. They put out records on other colours other than green, I'm sure. But I mean, it fits. The album cover's green. So that's cool. They toured with like Good Charlotte when they put this out. It's pretty wild time. Before that, this is FTTW, Faster Than the World. Here's the front cover, the back cover of that. This is out on Epitaph. My version's a little beaten up. It's the original one. I've got a white vinyl copy. This is the LP that has all the songs that everyone's probably super familiar with. So like One Life, One Chance. And this has Guilty by Association. Personal favourite, Liberate, I really like that song. Before that, this is out on Epitaph again. This is Thicker Than Water. Here is the front cover. Hard styling with some super soakers outside CGVs there. Like I said, I have the Epitaph version. This is out on pink vinyl. This is their first record. This is H2O, self-titled. It's out on Blackout Records. Front cover. Here is the back cover. My version is out on this kind of like seafoam blue, kind of splattery colour, but it looks neat. I really like it, and it's a solid, like a good heavyweight record. You can tell that they've put the money into this. So H2O are probably one of the most PMA current bands that are out there. Curtis has been talking a lot about PMA on his channel and is doing his vlogs, which are great. Love them, Curtis. They are one of these bands that are just so positive it almost hurts in like such a good way. And I know that sometimes in hardcore circles they get like a little bit of a bad rep because they are so positive, but then what are you going to do with too much positivity? So yeah, they have been around the hardcore scene for a solid 20 years. They consistently play good shows, they keep touring. Toby's a dad, other members are like married, settled down, the works, and they just keep going. Like they had that break, which was probably like one of the most responsible things I think a band could do. So between 2000 and 2008, Toby had his kid Max, and he just spent time off raising him, and then they made that comeback record, and now they've just sort of kept going, and Max is of an age where he can tour with them, and he's on the records, and he's having fun. Use Your Voice came out 2 years ago, so they're probably due another record soon-ish, but probably some of my favourite times of seeing H2O are at Grows Rock Festival, watching them, no barricade, about 2,000–3,000 people, loads of stage dives, loads of guests on stage, because they do all these cover songs sometimes, and so watching them with like Walter Scheifels and Porcel on stage, and Matt Skiba, and Freddie from Madball, it's a joy, absolute joy, and it's like hardcore all-stars, like New York all-stars, it's great. They all live in different parts of the country now, I think, so Toby lives in California, some of them I think still live in New York, but they still work. They're a good band. Check them out if you've not listened to H2O and you want some positive music in your life. Well worth checking out. This is something a little close to home. So this is the band Guidance, and they're from London. Here's the front cover of their record, the reverse of that. This is put out on a label called Ugly and Proud. I believe they're from Hungary, that label. I might be totally wrong, and I'm sorry if you're from Ugly and Proud when you're watching this. So it's printed out like this, so it's got this like big lyrics sort of insert type thing. This is just like a white label, black vinyl, and it's like hand numbered record there. So this is the UK doing that Shelter 108, slightly Krishnacore type thing, but it really works. They were in a band called Reinforced before that. I think members of this band now play in Frame of Mind, which has got similar vibes. They sound a bit more like Burn, Guidance. Next record is a Canadian band. This is Gravemaker, Bury Me at Sea. Here's the front cover, the back cover lyrics, and a little tribute down there. There's some more lyrics and stuff. My version's out on this like orangey gold vinyl. I picked this up from the band Gravemaker when I put on their show with This Is Hell. They were touring through Europe in 2008 or 9. I forget which year it was most of the time. They're really good, like really good chuggy hardcore. This is out on Think Fast and Organized Crime. So yeah, good label out of Chicago. Think Fast, I think are out of Florida. I could be totally wrong. I'm probably going to get admonished for that. But they were good. They were a fun band. I don't know where they went. They kind of just disappeared off the map. So if you know anything about Gravemaker, if they're in any new bands or what's going on, let me know. Speaking of PMA and all things H2O, this is one of the bands they covered. This is Gorilla Biscuits and Start Today. Here is the back cover. It's like big long insert, and then the lyrics are on the back there. Black vinyl, so I won't show you that. What a band. I've got to see this band like a couple of times, and since I've been doing reunion shows, and honestly, one of my favourite hardcore bands of all time. Like, if I think about a classic hardcore band, like from way back when, Gorilla Biscuits are probably that band for me. And yeah, just at the time championing vegetarianism and now veganism. Cats and Dogs is my favourite song of theirs. I have a tattoo, I'll post a picture here of that tattoo that's Gorilla Biscuits inspired. Really good band, really fun live, like still got all the energy. It's a wonder what vegan straight edge can do for you in a modern world. The next record I have is a little bit off map. This is a band from Sweden. They're called Grace Will Fall. Here is the front cover of this record, reverse of that record. It's the little printed inside. Lyrics on the back there, just tentatively titled second album. Mine is unclear vinyl here. This is hand numbered out of 500 records, and it's out in 2009. This must have been when I put the band on. We booked a tour for them. They played like 5 dates across the UK, and yeah, it was a really fun time, like really chaotic hardcore. And yeah, it reminded me a lot of the bands in Coventry at the time that were doing that kind of slightly scramsy but like mathy, like hardcore. Classic record. I got this on Record Store Day. It's Glassjaw, Worship and Tribute. Here's the front cover. Here's the back cover. This is the first time ever it's out on vinyl, and obviously looking at the record cover, it was like designed to be on vinyl because it just had that like weave arm type thing going on here. But yeah, sounds good on record. It's out on Warner Bros because it's their like major record release, but there's a subdivision called I Am Recording. They're touring with The Used, I think, in America, so go check them out. The band I just mentioned in my last video, Gideon, this is their record Milestone, and here's the front cover. This is the back cover. Got the lyrics printed on one side of this. My copy's on this like blue-black swirly vinyl. Gideon are from Alabama. They play this metalcore music that's not metalcore from the 90s, that modern metal, slightly I don't want to say that word, I don't really know enough about the genre to talk about that music, but they're very good. That sort of tough stuff, imagine like a modern Hatebreed, that kind of vibe. Next we're going to get a bit more soulful. This is Marvin, Gaye, What's Going On. I picked this up straight from the record store recently. It's just black vinyl. Here's the reverse cover. Classic soul. So the next few records are all from the same band. That band is the Gaslight Anthem, a band I love very dearly, probably in my top 10 bands of all time. They're currently on hiatus, and I spoke about Brian Fallon and some of his records before as well, but here we go. This is their last album. It's called Get Hurt. Here's the front cover. Here is the back cover. This has a printed lyric sheet or lyrics here, just on black vinyl. Just before this, they have this B-sides record, and here's the front cover and back cover. Printed dust sheet going on here, and my copy's on white vinyl. Probably one of my favourite Gaslight records is Handwritten. Here's the front cover, back cover. It's out on a cool gatefold vinyl. Love a little printed dust sheet, blue vinyl, classic. This just feels like a really good record. Like I don't want this to leave my collection because I will listen to it again and again. And yeah, it's a classic. It's the Tricky Third album. This is American Slang. Here's the front cover. Here is the back cover. This is still out on Side 1 Dummy. This is before they went on a major, but it's out on a gatefold vinyl. They did that thing again with a printed dust sheet and just black this time on this one. The 59 Sound. Front cover. This is the back cover. Cool gatefold vinyl. This is the classic. This is what everyone loves. And yeah, Side 1 Dummy had it the first record. So yeah, front cover of that, reverse of that. This has this really cool lyric sheet. It's like an old-timey poster. My version's on clear vinyl. Yeah, this is out on Hellbent Records and XOXO Records. I love this band. I have a tattoo of a record player that's got their lyrics on it, so to turn the record over. They're honestly one of my favourite rock and roll, punk rock bands, and growing up listening to punk rock and then coming away from it to listen to hardcore metal and then coming back to it in my 20s and my 30s now, is a wonderful thing, because this band gives you almost the permission to enjoy it again. Like, it reminds you of your youth, which I do, like, you do get nostalgic for, you do miss. Lots of positive hardcore in this video, and this band should be in place. I want to just hold this record cover up for a long time so you can take a good hard look at this. This is between Christian rock and a hard place, and this is the front cover. It's got the lyrics on there. A really weird gatefold with just big pictures of the band. It's a traditional vegan illustrated green-black splatter vinyl. As far as I'm aware, Good Clean Fun kind of started as a joke band, and then people started taking them seriously. They had put out countless records, and this was their last full length, which I managed to pick up on vinyl when it came out, which was nice. And then previously everything's been put out on a big compilation called Positively Positive. And I've got a few of their 7-inches as well in a box somewhere. But really fun band. I got to see them once. It was in 2010 at Grows Rock again. Like, they were just playing a little run of European shows, and I could have missed that opportunity. So that was really cool. I remember seeing that show, and this Belgian guy, sat on the stage smoking a cigarette indoors, and Issa, the singer, was like, "You need to get off the stage," and he's like, "But why? I'm just enjoying a cigarette." And he's like, "You really don't get it. We're a vegan straight edge band. Like, this is the antithesis of what we're about. Like, you need to move." And he's like, okay. And then people heckling him from the crowd, being like, "Mr. Issa, why are you so fat?" And he's like, "Because there's vegan ice cream." Right? Who's tried that new vegan Ben & Jerry's? It is legit. Like, I'm not surprised he's fat, and I'm probably going to get really fat. Last couple of records are a bit more chilled out. This is Jose Gonzalez, Vestiges and Claws. Here's the front cover, here is the back cover. It's got a really beautiful gatefold here. A printed dust sheet. This has got clear vinyl. I got to see Jose Gonzalez in Coventry with a good friend at Warwick Arts, and it was a really lovely time, really peaceful show, and got a big love for his music. Like, I fell in love with it after The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, and his music's all over that soundtrack. But yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for Jose Gonzalez. Last couple of records, and we're coming into land. Definitely showed this before, but this is Lift Your Skinny Fists, Come and Turn Us to Heaven. Or like, Turn Us to Heaven. Yeah, really good, classic, Godspeed, You Black Emperor. I was listening to their new record, which is Lucifer in Towers. It was really good. I got to see these guys at the same venue I saw Jose Gonzalez at, and it was intense. Like, 11 people jamming in a circle for about an hour and a half, and yeah, beautiful post-rock. There's limited stuff in the post-rock genre I like, and it's probably just the heavy hitters like these and Explosions in the Sky and Sigur Rós that I really do enjoy. But this is a classic. Really enjoy spinning this when you just want to chill out, pray, meditate, whatever you like. This is Gil Scott-Heron and Jamie XX. We're new here. Here's the front cover. The cover's just the same. So these are the two people involved in the music. Gil Scott-Heron had passed at this point when it was put out, and there's the credits just there. My version's just on black vinyl. This is Gil Scott-Heron, I'm new here. Here's the front cover. Here's the back cover. This is a cool gatefold printed dust sheet with, I think, what is probably like one of the most important statements that you can put on a record, and a beautiful portrait of Gil there. It's black vinyl. I got turned on to Gil Scott-Heron through Lush, which is my current job, and their perfume gallery in 2012, which is when this record came out, and they released a perfume called The Voice of Reason, which I've spoken about before in my videos, and I have a tattoo of the bottle on my arm here. 3 tattoos in one video, so pretty influential. Yeah, it made me break down and weep when I first heard that song, I'm New Here, and it was a case of go in the booth, smell the fragrance, drop the needle on the record, and bliss out, which is exactly what Gil Scott-Heron intended with that final record that he wrote before he passed and died of cancer. And it's something else, and obviously the Jamie XX remixes are like wonderful. He brings new life to the songs and takes that song, like I'll Take Care of You, to like a new level where everyone's very familiar with Drake and Rihanna singing it, but the Gil Scott-Heron is perfect. That's the end of the video. Please give it a like, hit subscribe if you've not already, and share it with your friends, and I'll see you guys soon.